Welcome to this latest installment of PHADA's video issue brief. Today we're going to be talking about the annual contributions contract and the sweeping changes that HUD is proposing. I'm here with Tim Kaiser, Executive Director of PHADA, to talk with you more about this very important issue. So Tim, PHADA has stated that the changes that HUD's proposing in ACC represent probably one of the most significant developments for the industry that we've seen in years. Can you tell us a little more about what's happening here?
We really see these proposed changes as posing an existential threat to housing authorities. The ACC governs the very relationship between every agency and the federal government. And in this proposal, HUD is giving itself unfettered ability to change both the funding and the regulations affecting housing agencies.
So does HUD have the authority to make that kind of a change?
Our council believes that there are both procedural violations in place here, as well as policy and substance violations. And I know numerous lawyers feel the same way in the industry.
Mm-hmm. So what are some of the specific concerns that PHADA has about these changes?
Well, first, it's the annual contributions contract. But basically what HUD is saying now is that this is not a contract, it's a mere grant agreement. Right now, the contract must be agreed to by both parties, but the department is saying that's not necessarily the case anymore. And they are giving themselves wide latitude to make sweeping changes, as you noted. Let me quote from Section 10 in the proposal. Quote, grant funding may also be terminated, recaptured, withheld, suspended, reduced, or such other actions taken in accordance with HUD requirements, unquote. Now let's use a baseball analogy here for a minute. Think of HUD as the Major League Baseball commissioner and the housing authorities are the players. In essence, what the department or the commissioner of baseball in this case is saying is each player, each team, we're now going to ask you, or we're going to cut your resources by 25%. We're going to cut your payroll. Obviously, that will affect the team. Oh, and by the way, we're going to change the rules of the game halfway through the season. So your team now only gets 2 outs per inning, and every one of your batters only gets 2 strikes per batter. So I'm using a baseball analogy to illustrate the kinds of major changes that the department would allow for itself under the terms of this proposal.
Yeah, fundamental changes.
Right.
So what is PHADA advising housing authorities to do, and what sort of resources is PHADA providing to help with that?
Well, it's critically important that every housing authority in the country comment on this proposal and that they copy their representatives and their 2 senators. And PHADA has provided significant information, talking points, background materials for every PHA to do so. And we, of course, will be filing comments, and we are talking with members of Congress. And I would say, we're also looking at litigation. Hopefully that will not be necessary, but these changes are so important, so critical, that we just can't let this issue go unaddressed.
Right. Well, thank you very much, Tim. Thank you for watching, and please file your comments today. Thank you.
Thank you.